Welkom bij Creative Talks. Ik ben jullie host Daniel, samen met mijn co-host.
Genoté?
Creative Talks is een podcast voor de creatieve ondernemer. Vandaag heb ik de gast John en Lea. Good morning, peeps.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ik wil jullie ten eerste sowieso bedanken voor de komen. Kunnen jullie aan de luisteraar vertellen wat jullie eigenlijk precies doen?
Yes. I'm going to switch it up to English, also answer in English, then we stay in English, okay? So what we do is, since 10 years we've been dancing, just as a hobby, both of us. You 10 years, me 10 years. And since 3 years we have our own dance school here in Rotterdam. So that's our creative business.
En hoe heet de dansschool?
The dance school is called The Movement Circle.
Okay, that's nice. Nice name.
Yeah.
Yes.
We wanted to have something more broad. So we dance kizomba. A lot of people in the kizomba scene, they put blah, 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 kizomba, something
Yes.
kizomba, something kids. And we were like, no, we want to have something broader because we don't only teach kizomba.
Okay.
No.
Which kind of dance... Wacht, nu ga ik zelf naar Engels. Wacht even. Wat voor dansen doen jullie nog meer naast kizomba?
So at the moment we work with one other person. She has a Afro heels dancehall background and she's teaching at the moment sensual classes. So that's our one other dancer. And we have a sub-style of kizomba that is more, I would say, evolved over the last couple of years when, kizomba is a social dance. So it's happening in the night and at some point we get tired. So the music slows down a bit. There's a dance style that is called douceur. That's French for softness, sweetness. So we kind of transition into a dance that is more in close position, that has more body movement, a bit more like connection focus in a way. And this we also teach at the moment.
And how does that, like, your vision came to pass? Like, you started a dance school out of nowhere, or you just woke up, be like, yo, let's start a dance school.
Yeah, that's interesting. So to be honest, if we go back in time, it was a hobby for both of us. But I was studying. I was doing a bachelor's in Groningen. Then I did a master's here in Rotterdam. In the meantime, I was dancing all the time. I really loved social dancing. I was enjoying going partying, being a student and stuff like that. And it was during my master's where I noticed, like, this is not my place, to be honest. This is not... I had different expectations of the masters. So I was doing a neuroscience master's here in Rotterdam at SMC.
Okay.
I loved the studies. I didn't like the work too much. I noticed these are not really... I didn't feel in place somehow with the people there. At the same time, I started teaching because I got an opportunity to teach from a dance school. Back then, we didn't know each other, so this was pre-John and Lea. And I just took it. I started teaching and I noticed I loved it. Like, I loved to teach people something that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I was passionate about the dance, like being a nerd about the dance. But I never thought, like, let me be a teacher in this dance. Like, I didn't feel like I was there yet up until somebody gave me the opportunity. And yeah, from there, I really noticed I love this. And then it was at near the end of my master's where I was like, you know what? I want to try to do more with this. I want to jump deeper into this.
Yeah.
So when I delivered my master thesis, I was so done with university. Because first I thought I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to do a PhD and stuff like that. And then I was like, no, I'm gonna dance. I need something else.
Yeah.
So that's how the idea came to, for me, go into dance more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Want what is social dance?
Well, that's a nice question. Social dancing itself, the word means it's a social activity. So when you go to a party, you come together and you dance. So just like people go to maybe a bar to meet people, to dance, to have some beers, to have some drinks or something like that. Social dancing is the same, but it's more about the dancing aspect. So you go to a party, some parties you dress up more, and then you just dance with people. You invite people to dance, you go to the dance floor, you have a good time, then you switch, and then you go to other people. And it's kind of like a social activity, getting to know other people at the same time. So, ja.
Oké. Ja.
Vind ik met dans vind ik het wel echt heel erg mooi om te zien. Want ik merk zelf want ik kom dan bij jullie in jullie lessen, dat ik merk ook, zeg maar, die connectie met iemand moet er wel echt zijn.
Ja.
Maar dan moet je hebben een leider en een volger.
Ja.
En dan wel jezelf kunnen laten volgen. Of je moet wel ook kunnen leiden. Dat vind ik wel ook heel mooi. Maar hoe komt dat dan terug bij zulke feestjes? Want dan, iedereen heeft gewoon, is al op een bepaald level dat ze makkelijker met elkaar kunnen dansen en zo. Of, ik ben nog nooit naar zo'n feestje geweest.
Wacht even. Ben je nooit naar een kabelfeest gegaan?
Jawel.
Je wou net zeggen, ik bedoel van passade is toch ook leiden en volgen?
Ja, sowieso.
Toch?
Sowieso.
Ja.
Maar ik ben nog nooit naar een Kizumba.
Ja, dat wel. Maar alsof je het nooit hebt gedaan. Dan denk ik van ja, kom op. Je bent toch kabo?
This is really the origin of social dance,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't necessarily the specific party where you only go to for dancing.
Yeah.
It was a social event. It could be a family gathering.
Ja.
And you have a cultural background,
Ja.
which we don't have so much neither in the Netherlands nor in Germany, where there isn't much dancing involved, right?
Mhm.
Many cultures do. You go to
Yes.
Haiti, you have compa playing, you
Mhm.
I don't know, you have merengue, right? In
Mhm.
different places. You have bachata.
Ja.
You have pasada, indeed, yes.
Yes.
In Cabo, right? So there's a gathering, a social gathering, and there's music.
Ja.
And if you won, you dance. If you don't want, you eat, or you socialize, or you whatever.
Mhm.
So this is a bit the origin of it. Now it's a bit different because people became quite like intense in the dancing. They really want to get great. They have now people that they look up to where they're like, whoa, these dancers are amazing. I want to do what they do.
Mhm.
And they go to the parties and they have a certain level, certain experience, right? And the scene is not so big. So even though there are quite some people, the people are also going a lot for dancing. So many of our students, they go to different dance schools. So you kind of know, you have an idea of who is who dances well,
Mhm.
who's the teacher. Everyone has like these, right? All of these labels in place. And the social dance, what makes it fun is that ideally you have not like in the class setting, oh yeah, we have to dance together now. But it's more a locking eyes, we want to dance together. This is fun.
Mhm.
Oh, I want to
Yes.
dance with you, right?
Yes.
So it's more of a mutual thing
Mhm.
that, yeah, in the class setting, we cannot replicate in that way, right? Because it's just impossible. But that's basically how it works at the feestje, yeah, when you go.
Ja.
Definitely not. Well.
Ja.
You have to.
Sorry. Ja.
Ik heb een vraag, hoe hebben jullie elkaar eigenlijk ontmoet? Because it looks like, is it a typical love story? Het ook op de dansvloer, waaraan het dansen voelde de vibe? Of...
It was not like that actually. So the first time we met each other was, I think, 4 years ago, no, at an event where we saw each other for the first time,
Yeah.
and other people talked about her to me, and other people talked to you about me. So the other way around.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was funny because back then it was the first event
Ja.
where I actually taught classes. So my first booking at like a festival was here in Rotterdam. Gezamenlijke Lounge Festival was a great festival. And she was also there. And then
I saw his work. Well, I saw the end of his workshop actually, and they do like a demo in the end where you can kind of see how the people dance, right?
Ja.
and some
And
people
I
can
saw
watch.
the guy with the hat. I had no clue who is that, right? It's like the guy with the hat. I don't know.
Yeah. And then people talked to me about her, and they were like, you have to dance with her. You have to dance with her. She's really great. She's amazing. She's one of the best.
Mhm.
Then I was looking at like, okay, who's Lea Sophie? Who's Lea Sophie? That's her. And then I saw her on the dance floor, and she was dancing with people for long, and the best of the best dancers. I was like, why is she dancing with all the best people? Well, when do I get my chance? I see her
Yeah.
dancing with everybody for like an hour and something. That's long in the social dance also. And not so long, because if you have a good connection, you can dance long, right?
Mhm.
So that's the first time we saw each other.
Yeah.
Then we had a quick exchange. We talked, and then it was Sunday morning. The event was already done.
Monday.
Yeah, actually Monday morning.
Yeah.
And what happens then is that after the festival, the parties, it's in a hotel all in one. People go for breakfast. 6 a.m. in the morning, you just dance the whole night, and now everybody's breakfasting, right? And then we talk to each other at the table with like 6, 7 people. That's where we got to know each other. So it wasn't even through dance, just through talking and through mutual friends talking about her. And
Okay.
kind of, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice, yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? Where are you
From Germany.
Oh, you're from Germany.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
En daarna ben je hier naartoe komen verhuizen.
Yeah, I sort of left Germany when I was 18. So right after high school, I was like, okay, I need to explore. I wanted to go to Spain to learn Spanish.
Mhm.
The idea was initially to go just for a couple of months and then start studying in September, right? Like when the new year starts. And I arrived there and I started doing a lot of different things, not studying.
Mhm.
And I stayed there actually. So I stayed for 4 years in Spain, then I was in France. Then for my studies, I went back to Berlin because that was easier. I didn't choose to study at uni,
Mhm.
but I did it in like private institutions
Mhm.
because it fit better what I really wanted to learn.
Mhm.
So it was friggin' expensive and I had to kind of have a full-time job next to it. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is more easy for me in Germany
Mhm.
with the setup. So I did 2-3 studies at the same time and the full-time job. And I was, also dancing. And then after COVID, I quit my apartment
Mhm.
and I was like, ooh, I don't know where to move to. I don't want to stay in Germany. I really only went there for the studies actually.
Mhm.
And I had no idea. And then the idea came up like, okay, it was January or February when they opened everything in Germany. And then I was like, from September on, I want to live somewhere, even if it's just for 2 months or something. But I want to have a place where I know I'm going to be and I look forward to. And it was August and I still had no clue.
Mhm.
So that was a couple of weeks maybe after the event where we met. And it was my first time. It had been my first time in Holland actually where we met. So I was like, maybe I cannot decide where I want to live, but
Mhm.
maybe I'm just going to go somewhere where I know I can learn something. So I thought I want to learn how to lead. So do the other role in the dance. Actually, I've been a follower until then.
Yes.
And the Netherlands are really like big in schools and teaching for Kizomba. It's like the place where, well, Kizomba urban kids actually, where people go to learn.
Mhm.
They fly in from the States, from Thailand, from whatever to be here for a couple of weeks and take classes.
Mhm.
So I was like, well, maybe that's where I have to go. So I went and my idea was 1 month or 2. I don't know. I had a house that I subletted. And all of a sudden I'm still here and it's 3.5 years.
Oh, look at that. Zo zie je wel hoe dingen kunnen gaan, hè? Nice, nice. Want je spreekt ook 5 talen?
Ja.
Ja. Ja. Niet bescheiden, niet bescheiden. Ja. Ja, welke talen allemaal, ja.
So I speak German, of course, because
Mhm.
I'm German. I speak English.
Mhm.
I speak some Dutch. I can speak Dutch.
Ja.
Slow Dutch. Portuguese, but it's still in construction.
Mhm.
Spanish feels very much natural, and French also.
Oké. Ja.
Oh,
That's 6, yes.
yeah, that's 6.
Ja.
But okay.
You never count the Dutch normally. That's why.
Ja, dat is inderdaad zo. En het is best wel voor dat denk ik dan voor de genre waar jullie in zitten, is Frans en Portugees denk ik wel een van de talen die best wel belangrijk zijn voor de mensen die, want je, als we kijken naar de Paloplanden, Portugal heb je ook een hele grote community. Die crossover ook naar zoek en compa. Kijk, dat was al sowieso al binnen de Palop-eilanden. We hadden je ook sowieso al compa zoek. Het werd overal op gedanst. Dus het is ook logisch dat die werelden ook weer samenkomen. En dan heb je ook weer een hele grote community in Frankrijk. Doet ze dan ook vaak... Kan jij dan ook meer talen spreken? Of is zij degene die...
Jij knikt gewoon.
Yes.
Yes. Very good.
Ik kan wel meer talen spreken, maar
Ja?
geen Frans.
Geen Frans? Ja?
Dus als we in Frankrijk een workshop geven, that's her. I'm just there like talking in English and she will also translate and stuff like that.
Ja.
And Spanish, I can also speak Spanish, English, Dutch, German actually.
Oh, nice.
That's it.
Nice. Ja.
Yeah.
Maar dat Spaans, dat helpt ook wel een beetje
Yes.
met je Portugees, toch?
Yes.
Zo, het is,
Ja.
het maakt het wel verstaanbaar. Zie je, dat is wel nice. Ja, nice.
Ik hoor vaak dat er dan een tekort is aan leiders. Hoe denk je dat dat is gekomen dan? Dat is nog vragen wat dan, maar er zijn toch wat mannen willen niet meer dansen of wat is het?
Yeah, that's a really good one. And that's a huge thing all over, like pretty much in almost every country.
Yeah, and all the
Here,
dance
it's not so
schools.
bad, actually. So what is happening is that white Dutchmen in general, they have a lot of ideas about what dancing needs for them. So I don't know how it was maybe at school for you guys, but I know definitely where I grew up, dancing for guys was gay. That's literally what the guys said to each other. What? You're dancing, you gay. But like small kids, already, they have this idea. So in Germany, the guys who dance, usually they dance when they're super drunk. So they dance for a couple of hours and then they're dead because they drank too much and then like they collapse, right? But it's not so much in the culture to dance. And I think that goes for pretty much all of the, especially Northern European countries. There is just less of dance. For women, that's a bit different. So I don't know why exactly. Maybe because of culturally classical ballet and contemporary and all of those things. They're just much more woven into the culture. Could be.
Yeah.
But that's a bit the status quo. So now the music that we're playing in classes, right? The style actually, kizomba, that's a music that also, again, many people with a Northern European cultural background cannot relate to so much.
Nee.
Right? We are playing, I don't know, we're dancing to Afro beats, we're dancing to compa, to zouk rhythms, to, I don't know, retro zouk, ghetto zouk from Cape Verde. We have like a lot of genres in a way that people here really cannot relate to musically at all. So this is number one. Now, the guys that we usually attract are guys with some sort of cultural background that can relate to dancing itself or to the music itself.
Yeah.
So that's usually not the actually Northern European typical person, right?
Yeah.
Now, the women are much, much more open in general to dance. And I think there is a huge fear also of men to be a leader in a dance that they don't know, be incompetent, having to take the lead and like to kind of show how it's going, right? While you're not feeling like it at all in the beginning. Because it's really scary,
Yes.
right? To start and to be like, I actually don't know. Right? We both don't know, but I have to decide on what we're going to do. So if I don't know,
How is he gonna know?
Ja.
how is she going to know? Exactly.
Ja.
Yeah.
Ja, het is een goed punt wat je nu aansnijdt. Want het is inderdaad dan, zeker binnen de Caverdiaanse gemeenschap, is dansen met elkaar is een onderdeel. Of het nou funana is met elkaar, of passade met elkaar. Dat is eigenlijk een soort van... wordt poplabel. Ja, maar dat is eigenlijk hoe connectie ook ontstaat. En het was ook zo, als je naar een feestje ging, dan ging je eigenlijk scouten met wie je ging dansen. Want je wilde eigenlijk op één tegeltje dansen met die ene vrouw of met die ene man. En daarbij ook nog de muziek ook erbij. Merk je ook dat... maar dan vraag ik me af, zeg maar, is het ook zo dat de mensen die opgegroeid zijn met kizomba ook echt kizomba gaat dansen? Of is het ook nog best wel lastig om die community te bereiken? Om te gaan dansen, om kizom te gaan dansen of te leren dansen?
Yeah. No, a good question.
That's a really good one, actually,
Yeah.
because this one touches on many different topics.
Ja.
This is on many different things. Because the dance changed a lot. So that what you see right now in the Netherlands is mostly urban kids, which is a fusion of the dance, right?
Yeah.
It's like the dance evolved into something because also the music changed, and maybe also because of the influence of the countries where it was played, where they weren't only dancing anymore on kizomba, samba, ghetto zouk, kabolov, those type of genres. But it went to France, different producers. It went to Portugal, from Portugal to the Netherlands, the rest of Europe. It's everywhere in the world. We travel for dance. So we're sometimes in Asia and America. We're everywhere to dance urban kiss and kizomba. It's crazy, right? And to touch upon what you just said, I think because the dance evolved a lot, now we dance to different music genres, just like Afrobeats. I play a lot of Dutch urban even in class. So when I was represent. So when I was bartending, all the time I heard Dutch urban music. So I love that music too. And now I'm playing it all the time in class, and a lot of DJs also play it internationally. Even DJs from France, they're playing Dutch urban music.
Wow.
To dance urban kiss kizomba on.
Right.
So what you touched upon is definitely complicated or harder to get men into the scene for various reasons. Maybe they're less interested in dance. Maybe it's cultural. So it's harder to get them in. All dance schools are kind of struggling with getting a lot more men. There are a lot more women that want to dance. And it is also difficult to get the people that are more close to the roots. Because right now what you see in our scene is actually that urban kiss and kizomba is a bit divided, actually. You have the people that say, no, but kizomba is this, and it's my culture, and it's my roots. And what you guys are doing is not kizomba anymore. And to a certain extent, they're right. We're not doing it the way it was done 20, 30 years ago, 100%. But for me personally, it's also an evolution of the dance. So you have to grow with what is happening, the music, the new styles that are introduced. There are a lot of things that we use from different other dances, like bachata, like salsa, like tango. We use a lot of different things now in Urban Kids, and that makes the dance evolve and makes it more interesting to me. And as long as you connect to both worlds, I think you're doing a good job. And there are people that don't connect to the Kizomba Samba world anymore. So they don't know, oh, it comes from Angola. I don't know. Oh, there are all these countries in Africa that have this musical universe. Oh, I don't know. I don't like that music, they even say, But I think it's a responsibility of the teachers also to be educated in both sides, to be like, no, but it comes from there. This is how it went in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And, the musical genres changed, they evolved over time, because that's part of it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's definitely also hard to get people that are really connected to the culture and to the roots. Because when they maybe look at Urban Kids, they're like, oh, that's interesting, but it's not my dance. It's not what I did when
What are you
hey, what are you guys doing?
Yes.
So both is difficult.
It's difficult, oké. Wow.
En de promoten van de business heb ik gewoon een vraag naar jou, John. Maar ik zie heel vaak jullie advertenties voorbij.
Ja.
Sorry.
Nee, geen sorry zeggen. Ja, hallo.
It's amazing.
Met best aan het vertellen.
En dan merk je dat, zeg maar, dat wel echt helpt. Helemaal, want je gaat dan doelgericht targeten. Ja, dat zijn dan ook weer termen, maar doelgericht ga je targeten. Ja. En dan merk je dat wel echt veel mensen naar binnen trekken. Want mijn eerste keer dat bij jullie kwam, was gewoon omdat je dan een gratis proevenles hebt of zo.
Ja.
Ik dacht, weet je wat, ziet er cool uit, let's go.
Yeah, it works 100%. We tried organic promo. A lot of organic promo in the beginning, actually. And it was difficult because you need a certain following. Even if you have a following, I think organic promo is hard for something that people are not necessarily interested in, right? And I think beginning of this year was the first time that we did like a bigger campaign with meta ads, specifically targeting on Instagram, and it works 100%. I mean, you do need to set up a certain funnel system so that people can get into it or have like an incentive, and then the free tryout works, right? Oh, it's for free. Oh, it's Kizomba. I like Kizomba. Let's go.
Yeah.
And what we try to do is just have good targeted ads. And that's also interesting because then you see that the ads automatically target women more. Why? Because the algorithm sees that women are more interested in it.
Yeah.
So,
More likely to engage.
Yeah, exactly. So the algorithm is learning in the moment, like, oh, okay, it's cheaper to get a woman into your funnel than it is to get a man. And then you start retargeting and you try to target men, and then you notice, whoa, men are 5 times more expensive than women to get into. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see behind the scenes actually what these ads are doing and how it's targeting. And it 100% works. So the first campaign that we did, we had, I think, 40 people in that tryout class. It was too many people for the
crazy.
And
We were like, oh my goodness.
yeah. And it was very cool though. It was very cool because a lot of dance schools are actually struggling also with getting new people in, and that really showed us the power of ads. And when you listen to other podcasts and entrepreneurs and stuff, you know that ads is a thing. But to try it yourself, and maybe we were lucky also with the way that we set it up the first time, to notice like, whoa, it has a certain value. Like you can put money into this and people will show up. That's amazing. Because in the end of the day, you want to grow the community so that people feel part of the community, right?
Yes.
So that they are like, oh, I love to go to Kizomba class because of the dance, the music, the people. It's a social activity, right? So it works. It's really cool actually. And now we have a good strategy to get more people in. So that's cool.
That's nice. Yes.
Ik ga zo uit de scherm nog bij je terugkomen voor deze film als je
Helemaal goed. We're gonna talk about it.
Nee, en dan, you came out of Germany all the way here. When did you start dancing? How's your journey as a dancer started?
So when I was 18, I moved to Spain.
Yeah.
And I kind of arrived in Barcelona. And on my first night there, I was couch surfing. Back then, that was like really a thing that everyone did somehow. Well, I don't know if still.
I don't know.
It's still there. Yeah.
Yeah,
as well, yeah.
Okay. So I was couch surfing there, and on my first night there, I'm like, you know what? I feel like I want to go dance salsa. So I had never danced salsa before. Actually, I didn't really know what salsa was. I just knew it was a social dance, and I'm just gonna try it. And I went to this club in Barcelona. I found out later it's like the most mythical salsa club in the city. I did not know, right? It was just the closest that was to home. I went there. They had a party. I went to the party. I danced the whole night until 5 a.m. I had no clue what I was doing for that matter. I really didn't know. I needed leaders who knew what they were doing, right? So they knew. So I knew. In a way.
Yeah.
And after that night, I was like, oh my God, I need to dance. So this is how I started. And I really loved it. So I started with salsa. After a couple of months, I discovered bachata. Then I danced bachata for very long. I was really hooked. I went out like 6 nights per week and took classes and trainings and this and that. It was a lot.
Obsession.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is also what the social dance is really about for many people. There is so much joy involved. There's a lot of, meeting new people generally gives us a lot of energy, right? For many of us, that's the case. And then when you're dancing and you're connecting to your partner, to the music, you're moving together, there's a certain connection and hormonal cocktail that is happening that is very much out of the ordinary. So maybe you would get to that type of high if you're taking drugs. But in normal, like just general day-to-day interaction is quite tough.
Yes.
To get this type of sensation of like, wow, oh my God. So this was definitely an obsession. Yes. Then I started Brazilian Zouk training over there. I never actually ended up really social dancing. It was just technical training. So I still don't know how to dance it. I started tango.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was really great. And it also helped me with kizomba. In the roots of kizomba, it's called African tango. Because we have this posture where we're kind of leaning towards each other and we're moving together. So this really helped me a lot in the beginning. And yeah, that was, now I'm 29, something like that. So it was like 10 years ago. And kizomba kind of came right after bachata. So it's a Latin scene, right? So salsa and bachata is kind of a mix of, like, there's a lot of festivals and parties, they play both. And kizomba is it's like the little brother, but like the ugly little brother, They play maybe one song every 20 songs or something. And then the dance floor gets empty and nobody knows how to dance this. And there are a couple of, people that really have no clue, but they think they know. And then they dance. And I always saw it and I was like, this is horrible. I will never want to dance this. I saw it at the bachata party and I was like, no, this is so bad. It looks bad. The music is bad. Everything's bad. So I kind of discovered this dance at a party where there were a lot of rooms of different dance styles. And the level was so low that I ended up in this dark room with cool music and a very heavy beat. And I was like, yeah, okay, at least the music is nice. That was the kizomba room. And I was sitting there and just observing. And someone asked me to dance. And I was like, no, I have no idea. I don't even know what the dance is. I really didn't know. I had no clue. He's like, no, just try just one song. If you don't like it, you can stop. And I ended up dancing for 2.5 hours with this guy. For the first time in my life, such a long dance. That was really strange and really nice. And after that, I started learning it and traveling. Because where I was living in Barcelona, there was no offer really from teachers. So I started traveling to a lot of events in France mostly. And that's how it kind of kicked off.
Het is wel heel cool om te horen. Zeg maar. Dus 1 keuze die je hebt gemaakt, heeft heel je leven veranderd.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally came to the Netherlands with a train and it's like, I would have never thought that right now we're traveling, I don't know, in 2 weeks we go to Australia, to Bali for teaching kizomba.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy,
Right?
yeah.
It's so wild. And it's just one little choice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I go to this class, I go to this event, I have breakfast with this person. And all of a sudden it's like, what?
Bam, you're here.
Ja. Ik ben wel benieuwd, want meestal met soul, compa, kizomba, cowboy love, er is altijd, zeg maar, in de muziek zelf, is er een opbouw naar de break. Dat is altijd de part. Dat doen ze altijd collab. Gaan we even heel langzaam tegen elkaar. Mijn favoriete part. Maar merk je bij bachata, bij salsa en bij tango dat er ook een soort van opbouw is naar een naar een specifieke gedeelte van de dans? Is dat ook zo, zeg maar?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So in general, the producers, they make sure that there is some form of break or some storytelling in the music. So I would say 95% of at least popular songs, even if it's bachata or salsa or kizomba or whatever the genre, will follow a very similar structure. Yes.
I never knew.
Yeah. It will follow a similar structure, but I guess, there's a moment in salsa where there's a part in the music where people they're not doing turns anymore, but they're doing shines and they're dancing together, but then alone and shining. And yeah, so you have in different dance styles also different vibes, I think. The vibe that you were describing is maybe a slowed down vibe where you're okay, we're gonna come together, like that. So depending on the music style, you will, definitely also have a break or build up and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Interesting to know.
Ja.
Dat wist ik niet. Ja.
Heb jij als een leider een bepaalde manier hoe je aan volgers moet vragen om te dansen? Of ik ben gewoon nieuwsgierig.
Well, it's nice to ask. That's a good one.
Consent.
Consent, it's nice to ask. Definitely. I think everybody can have their own way in this. If you want to be the suave, being hey, you want to dance and stuff like that, you can do that. But most important is the consent part in a way, right? Because we very often see people just going to the dance floor and being hey, let's dance, and just taking an arm like that, and that's, I don't think it's the best way to do it nowadays,
It happens a lot too.
Also back in the days, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Happens
no.
a lot.
Even when we're traveling, because
Whoa.
people really want to dance then with us. They're like, oh my God, it's John Lea. And then it's almost like we don't have a choice. And that one is tricky because that drains your energy the most, I can dance 3-4 hours straight. But the moment my choice is gone, where I kind of feel forced to dance, that is where my energy bar just drops lower and lower. Because it's not anymore I'm relaxing and I'm oh, I love this song. Okay, hey, would you like to dance? But it's really I'm standing there sometimes a little bit oh my God, there's a row of people wanting to dance with me. So they're like, John, can we dance? Can we? Yeah, a attractiepark. Yeah. So that's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
And there's something really beautiful about it, right? People are so excited to dance that they are oh my God, I'm going to wait for that person.
Yeah.
I'm going to sacrifice a moment of my evening waiting in line. That's crazy. In the supermarket cashier.
It is crazy.
It has its pros and cons because we
yeah.
also have sometimes that, somebody tells me, yeah, I've been waiting 2 hours to dance with you. And I'm like, why are you waiting? There are so many cool people to dance with.
Why are you waiting to hear a no?
And that's the thing, right? When somebody comes like this to you and they're like, oh my God, can we please dance? And how are you going to say no to that? Even if you want to go to the toilet or want to have a break or you're sweaty because you've been dancing for 3 hours, it's almost like you don't want to break that moment, right?
Yes.
So, but it's hard. Sometimes you need to put the boundary and be okay, we can dance maybe tomorrow or later, but now I'm just going to take a break and rest.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's good to take that.
Vind ik het heel mooi. Ik kies maar net welke dans. Vind ik het heel mooi van de informatie die je over moet geven door body language.
Ja.
Weet je wel, dat is eigenlijk de kunst. Body language en dan informatie overgeven. Als leider is het mijn lichaam die stuurt. En als volger, jij moet meevolgen en mijn leiding. En dat vind ik gewoon heel cool om te zien, man.
Ja.
Hoe doe je het de beste? En wanneer om data over te brengen, hoe doe je dat hebben?
Precies. I love that. I love the question. And this is the essence of the dance. This is the hidden language. The leading with the body, the following with the body, the understanding the body mechanics. I think this is the beauty of the dance. That takes sometimes years to build also. I've been dancing for 10 years and I started to understand this concept after 4 to 5 years. Nowadays, we teach this to people that are dancing for a couple of months. The information changed. A couple of weeks, we're teaching you how to use your body, how to structure the dance, how to make the common language, because we're not talking during the dance, right? Not telling you hey, do a turn.
Yeah.
now do a backflip. We don't do that, right?
That's true.
Not there. So you gotta learn the language and the feeling, the common ground, and that's amazing. Like the more you do it, the better you get in it. And as a leader, it's a hard journey. I remember when I was beginning, I started with salsa, bachata, kizomba at the same time. It's overwhelming in the beginning, man. You're leading yourself and you're leading someone, right? Yes.
Yes.
And you're listening to the music, and you need to take care of someone.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a lot.
And there are
Of
lot of responsibilities.
loads of people around that you don't want to bump into. Right? Like
Yes.
the whole
Yeah.
concept is because that's extra difficulty. If you go to a social dance event, there are loads of people. So you have like a square meter if you're lucky.
Tegeltje.
Ja. Tegeltje, ja.
And you have to kind of make a really cool and fun and engaging and creative and musical dance in 1 square meter.
Ja.
En dan mijn question is, wat is het gekste als jullie hebben meegemaakt, aangezien jullie dan overal op de wereld naartoe gaan om lessen te geven? Like, give me a crazy adventure. Nou, ik ben nu nieuwsgierig als ik jullie hier toch heb. Ik ben nieuwsgierig.
Probably
You're thinking about the same thing.
Korea. Yeah, no, Korea. That was crazy for us.
Wow.
Because for us, you have the artist perspective, right? We're artists, we're known in the scene, people want to dance with us. We try to evolve as much as possible as artists so that people also learn new things, so that we keep evolving as dancers. But sometimes we come into places where the dance culture is completely opposite from what we're used to or even what we think would be healthy for the scene. So Korea for us was a whole different experience, and every artist that has been there also talks about, whoa, that's something else. So what happened when we were there was there were little lines and they managed the lines. So some of the artists, they have a name tag on the floor. John Lea, you dance here, you dance there.
So this, the social dancing, it kind of lost the social,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it's more in this scenario that John is describing now. Half of the dance floor was kind of closed off. So half of the dance floor people were social dancing, just like we know here, more or less. The other half of the dance floor, that was our stage, so to say. So we have each a spot in the room, and then there are like rows on both sides. One side for John, all the followers, one side for me, all of the leaders. And they have numbers.
Ja, zo, trek een nummertje.
Yeah, like a ticketing system.
They have numbers
Yeah.
and they get one song with us.
One song. And normally you dance a couple of songs with people, huh? Like one song is very short. And then but like 3 songs at least that you're dancing with people, that's a bit the norm. So then the interesting thing is the organizer is then with a list and being like, okay, number 7, number 13 to John and Lea. And then these people come and they're like, okay, you get their one dance. Okay, number 8 and number 15 to John and Lea.
Yeah.
So that's a crazy experience, right? At the same time, maybe we need to put it in context. They're not maybe so used to getting, right, us other artists over there, and this is their one time in a year or one time in the 2 years that they can dance with the people that they want to dance with. But it goes pretty far from the social dance, right?
Yes.
Where you socialize and you invite each other and you're having a good time. So that was a crazy experience.
That was for you.
And that having for the whole weekend that we were there.
Wow.
So
Charge of her so.
Yeah, that's the next level to it. So what is happening there then? You also have your own videographer. So there's a videographer that is booked only for filming us.
They film
And
us.
lights like in a football stadium. And then there is the concept of if you pay extra, you get another song.
Stuff like that.
So they have like a sort of, let's call it priority pass or something.
They pay more to have one
A
song with us.
priority pass. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
World Fast Pass.
Yes, Disney World Fast Pass for dancers. And then when I look at the logistics of, okay, they need to bring artists from Europe, expensive flights, hotels, food, everything. I'm like, yeah, okay, you need a business model that is healthy, right? But the culture next to it, I'm like, that's interesting.
Yes.
That's
Very
like
different.
consumption mindset and transactional
Ooh.
feeling, right?
Yes.
Side of the social dance, which kind of clashes with our experience that we
Yes.
have had in really nice events where it feels like, whoa, this is so nice. It feels like everybody's really enjoying each other's company and all of that. And this kind of just because of the way it's structured, it then gets lost, even though the people are the sweetest people.
Yeah, and at the same
Yeah,
time,
so-
indeed,
Yes.
the people are so nice.
Yeah.
Like they are amazing in Korea.
Mhm.
Very respectful, very kind. They brought us all kinds of gifts and stuff like that. So we're also like, oh, it doesn't feel transactional, but this
Just
way,
the setup.
the
in a way.
organizational setup is a
Yes.
bit like, okay.
Different.
I'm like, yeah, we're not like Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, whoa, yeah, what is going on, you know? And at the same time, we never had this. There was a flyer of us that was covering the whole wall with all
Wow.
pictures in the middle, and people could write and sign things, and they were like, I love you, thank you so much for coming to
That's
Korea.
nice.
In Korean, like writing things, and I was like, wow, that's crazy,
nice.
right? So
That's nice.
both things happening in one place, actually.
Yes.
Impact on je af.
That's the thing.
Ik ga het hierop eindigen. John Lea, willen jullie nog iets meedelen aan onze kijkers en luisteraars?
Ah, good question. Shall I start? You start?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can start.
Yeah. So I think because the podcast is also called Creative Talks, right? I think what's important is that we both had a background where I think we didn't necessarily wanted to start a dance business or were thinking about doing a dance business, but we really started it out of passion. And what I want to give maybe to the people is that even though that you maybe start something, you study something, you have a job, you think you have something specific that you gotta do because your family tells you to, or your friends tell you to, or your wife, girlfriend, your husband tells you to, you can always shift gears and start something next to it. And I would really recommend everyone, because I thought about this many times. I learned more over the last 3 years from having a business and trying things and being an artist than 6 years of university. So try to do stuff. And if you like to create, just create stuff. We know it's awkward. The first time you see yourself on camera or video, you're like,
It's very awkward.
You're
It's
like-
horrible.
what are people gonna think about me and stuff like that? But people actually don't think so bad about things. When you do stuff, they're actually quite supportive. And especially the people, and that's so weird, the people that are further away from you, they seem to be even more supportive, where they're like,
Yes.
oh my God, it's so cool. You did a podcast, or this is so cool. You have a dance school and you're an artist. Like, that's amazing. So just do it, man. I think that's the most important, really. And I wish sometimes that I had more creative people in my family, for example,
Mm-hmm.
to push me in that direction, because I had a lot of backlash of me deciding to dance, but it has been the most crazy journey, you know, and a
Nice.
personal journey also, like something that you choose to do, not something that somebody else tells you to do. So yeah, I love it. And that's what people should do more, I think. Just do what you love.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, there is one quote that I always talk about. It's when you walk the way appears.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this has been very much our journey. So every time we actually made a decision and we just took one step into the direction we wanted to go, all of a sudden loads of doors opened. And things that we never really took into consideration or even saw as an option. So I think the more we kind of share with the community our plans and what we want to do and our visions and ideas, the more we can actually get people to be there for us also and kind of be there with us in the journey, because most people, we love to help each other. And it's an opportunity we nowadays get very little.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, okay, I'm fending for myself. It's me, myself, and I. Maybe my business partner, but that's it, right?
Yeah.
And the moment we actually talk to the community, this is something really wonderful also in the dancing scene here in the Netherlands. There's a lot of support. So it's not us being the marketing heroes, it's actually us talking to our competitors and sharing strategies of how can we grow the scene together,
Yes.
right? And this is something that I think is very unique and that we all sort of, I guess, co-create together by being open to sharing and by being open to also asking for help. And the community wants to help. And that's really nice. And that is a great thing to also experience, because I think we can transfer it to many areas, right? Whether it's personal, hey, I'm sick, could you bring a soup for me? I'm just not able to cook. This is something I think most of us will never do in our lives.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Nice.
Yes, thank you.
Dus
Nice
thanks
words.
for coming.
Thank
Yes.
Gisteren luisteraars, fijne avond, fijne dag. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.